Check.
Give me a call or find me on them internets at www.
Super Mario World 2, only on the Super NES. The Earth, that's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever...
Hello, こんにちは。どちらのお国の方ですか？
Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta, Georgia.
一緒セイム
Yeah.
ユーは何しに日本へ？
Vacation.
おう、バケーション。
Yeah. We're gonna try and see Mount Fuji today.
マウント富士行くの？
2 weeks.
行っておいでよ。観光5日目。これから富士山に行くんだって。
And I wanted to try the food. Here, the food's amazing. So, fire ramen in Kyoto
ファイ
yesterday.
ヤーラーメン。
Yeah.
燃えてんの？ファイヤーって言うのは辛いんですか？
No, they set it on fire.
本当に燃えるんだって。何これ？ラーメンから。マジ？ファイヤー！マジ？何これ？ネギがどっさりラーメン。燃えた油で香りがアップするんだって。大興奮。
Oh, yes, very good. Yeah, very good. Okay.
Hello. Eddie, what a good boy. What a good boy. Come on. Oh, what are you barking at? What are you barking at? You want to get a toy? Go get a toy. Come back. Oh, you. Hello. Hello. My name's George, and I'm using the web camera and the microphone this week to play a game on a console machine in front of a TV that required me to run back and forth and set this thing up for a few seconds because I don't have a lot of money to buy a lot of different equipment to have streaming setups on every single screen of the house at the same time. And last time when I played Death Stranding, I didn't have a camera on, and I think that might have reduced my word count. But more importantly, you couldn't see Eddie. Eddie. Ah! You couldn't see something like this happen. Oh, what a sweet baby boy. Oh my god. I am so incredibly tired. How's the audio level, by the way? Is my my voice coming through okay on top of the audio? Because we've just been listening to the Dancing Skeletons PS4 theme. Whew. For quite a few minutes now. Hey, no, Eddie, I was gonna give you a throw. Eddie, come on back. I'm absolutely exhausted and tired. I had a very busy day today fighting the HOA, and yesterday some sweet old ladies came by who wanted to hang out for a bit and talk about the HOA strategy. And they brought Eddie some toys, and they brought me some groceries, and oh no, what do I got? What do I have? What do I have, Eddie? Go chase that thing! So we're gonna be playing with the dog, and I love him so much. And we're gonna be playing Death Stranding, and we're gonna try to stay sane and not let the clear emotional distress that has been inflicted on me from my HOA get the better of me right now. Because how many HOAs did you kill? But it's a tough boss fight. If you get just one down, you're satisfied for your run. Although, come to think about it, when this is all over with, I might want to, like, publish a book or something on how other people can do it. Come here. Come here. How do I play with dog while not running around the house with dog? If play is a rapid activity that involves a lot of motion, then how can I be a fat ass who sits around and play video games while not running around in motion? And Eddie just looks too excited for me to ignore him right now. I got into Kriegspiel because of you. I'm in like 5 games right now. Have you ever played Boktai on Metal Gear Monday? No, maybe we should play Penguin Adventure on the MSX. Hideo Kojima's very first video game ever. Maybe a really, really interesting, fun thing to do on here. Skullgun, I'm interested. Is this through the IKS or some other arrangement? Because I'm down for another, like, beginner friendly Kriegspiel. It was for the 2 weeks of time I had before last year's suspicious HOA board election, it was a lot of fun. But then after last year's suspicious HOA board election, I just couldn't. I remember those halcyon years of last year on August 8th. I came back home to my unit feeling like a hero, inspired by the spirits of Napoleon and Odysseus. I go forth and fight and fetch. Whoa! Ho, ho. Whoa. Ape Escape is waiting. Would you consider the Zone of the Enders for the future? Maybe. Someone running a game about bicameral mine shrimp. Miss your YouTube videos and hope you're doing well. Expert 360. I've got another one that's like should have been done a couple days ago actually, but when I can concentrate on it, it is going to be mere hours away. Problem is finding actual just a few hours to concentrate exclusively on a video for like a 6-hour block of time is incredibly rough. I had a meeting at 3 p.m. and I woke up with a bunch of unexpected calls, including one from, I shit you not, a politician. I'll leave it at that. And I had to fill out paperwork all day until around 2, and then I had a meeting at 3, and the meeting lasted almost 3 hours, and when I got back home, I was so stressed out and angry and frustrated that I had to take a nap, and I woke up around 7:30 when it was time to begin the stream. Yeah, Expert 360. I'm not retired, I am just incredibly swamped with bullshit. There is so much bullshit going on right now. My HOA is trying to take over my condo tower and turn it into a hotel. And the desperate tactics they are employing for this are absolutely going to make a hilarious story once the lawyer gives me the go-ahead to get more serious about it. My mom is not got another 2 to 3 years left in her. She is decaying by the day. I call her every day. Every couple months or so, I will spend several hundreds of dollars to go down and visit her, and that clears my checking account. And then every couple months, the HOA will increase the price hikes. This month, they charge something called a capital contribution fee, and that's usually a closing cost. But in the vast, overwhelming majority of all cases, when you look up what a capital contribution fee, it's a closing cost. But they just decided to charge it in the middle of the month. They tried to charge us a $3,000 special assessment a month ago, and the community voted against it. And there's so much dubious paperwork. Oh, sorry for the pants. I don't know if the pants are in frame, but the legal justifications and suspiciousness of the circumstances surrounding that bill are so incredibly eyebrow-raising that that not only could I not make ends meet to pay it regardless, they very much cleaned out my checking account by steadily increasing the rates over and over again. I feel like that's now one of several things that's going to be a good notch of useful observations that are going to come in handy over the next few weeks. Whew. But yeah, expert. I wonder if the link is easy enough to find, but there is a YouTube channel where I post some fun stuff every now and then. I just don't want to post anything other than a big, fancy, 30-minute long video on the main channel, because if I post something smaller and easier than that, people actually do unsubscribe. But in the meanwhile, I've been posting stream VODs on the second channel, and I've been doing fun experimental things on the channel, on the Twitch channel, that have me like reading Gilgamesh or doing productivity streams. I want to check to see if we are connected online. I had to jiggle the Ethernet cable in the PlayStation 4 to get it to fully connect. Yeah, there it is, online in the upper right corner. Oh, thank goodness. My hardware is working, and that is a satisfying victory for at least a minor little battle I had to deal with today. I just realized I forgot to get myself water. I'm also going to see if I have any coffee or beer lying around, because I'm going to have to do video work after this stream. Woo! Let me put some music on and get some interesting reading going. There was an email in here that I was focused on last time that is meant... It struck me as something that was very clearly meant to be read metaphorically. And it had to do with the Odadrek, and I should recognize it when I see it. The very first two words are like, Sigmund Freud and Franz Kafka came up with the term Odadrek to describe how fun it is to hide things with your hands, so that it makes you feel like you're in control of the world. I think it's Heartman. Okay, if it's not Heartman, I think it's called The History of the Odadrek. Oh, no, it was Heartman. It was right in front of me. I'm gonna go get fluid. I'll be right back. My cells need to metabolize worldly matter to create energy to help my body move around and my mind think thoughts and the illusion of free will to take shape, and so I can have some self-discipline and habits kick in that I'll feel ashamed about if I don't manage to stay on top of those. I'll be right back in a few minutes. Maybe like 2 minutes. Wait. No, it's still in the background. Oh, hello, lovely boy, lovely baby boy, sweet baby boy, man-child thing. Oh, yes, yes, yes. My friends, there are few bonds in this universe stronger. There are no bonds in this universe stronger than a lonely pandemic bachelor and his trusted dog. Yes, 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 it's right. Is my hair crazy right now? Oh, it's fine. I'm not exactly having one of my rare good hair days, but it's good enough. Oh, man. Now. Oh, I forgot beer. Now, I am ready to sit back and relax after a hard day of not exactly working a manual labor job, but absolutely working my brain raw with a administrative social management advocacy activism outreach publicity job of herding cats together, disparate fighting personalities and clashing egos into meetings, and finding as many relevant authority figures to talk to as possible. So, we're going to sit back and relax by making our in-game character have a moment of sitting back and relaxing to drink beer. If you drink beer in the game, does that mean you have to drink beer in real life? There's probably a horrible way to make a drinking game out of this stuff, because you gotta get them to guzzle 4 of these by the time you're done with optimizing your playstyle. But I don't think I've heard enough fans talk about what's going on here. The shared experience that you have with Sam Porter Bridges in these private rooms, where you control his hygiene habits. Oh wait, we don't have to make him brush his teeth. And it's paced off in a way that's really similar to how the real player playing the game is going to be going through their own real life chores before and after a relaxing moment of gameplay that is going to depict the hard manual labor of a science fiction kind of situation. So we just took a shit and drank 2 beers. Let's drink a 3rd beer and take a shower. And check our emails one last time. And then we ought to be ready to go. My chat monitor, I need to position this in a better location. Oh, it's upside down. Woo! Diegetic drinking. Okay. Sounds like working in software. Bush Light. I just assumed it was all energy drinks, but I haven't played in a while. Expert, you upgrade from energy drink to beer, almost before the game's halfway point. Is, there a new table over there? What is that one between the exit door and the bedside table? This one. What is that? I don't remember that. Is that new? Okay, so we have towels. A Luden's cup. Are they just like showing off Hideo Kojima merch on the bottom of the table? Anyways, we were gonna check emails. We're already done guzzling beers, but I guess we can also have a snack before we start work too. No harm in that, right? Oh my god, that's right. I red boxed this game when it came out. You can't even do that anymore. Now, did we get any emails today that are worth reading before we go out and earn the sweat of our brow? Let's go by date. I guess the ones that are not red are the ones with the brighter and bolder text. Oh, I should have left this one unread. This is some kind of side quest. Check Mama's terminal for the order. Yeah, there's some kind of interesting Easter egg with this glowing thing he's talking about that I would like to, remember. Recovery request. I guess I can, it's yellow, or is that orange? Let's say orange. Okay, so the special missions are orange. Oh no, the last paragraph here is, something that was, witnessed by a lot of us when shit was hitting the fan. A reaction of disillusionment to just give up and get it over with. Hello, Token Flip Guy. Is he talking about online Sam Porter bridges, like other people playing Death Stranding? Because I've definitely not been there at least a half dozen times. Oh my god, yeah, that's right, it's porter beer. Ah! I don't recall the utility pouches being used for anything other than blood bags. What's he gonna be talking about? Folks used to use all kind of pouches, you know. Wow. Oh yeah, I think I just now entered an area where toxic gas is a thing to be worrying about. Are you excited for Death Stranding 2? Not that much, actually, surprisingly, and it's mostly the console exclusivity that has me, not regarding it with that much of my brain's hard drive space right now. But also the time. Death Stranding 1 is already a very long, time-consuming game that I do think is meant to be played like a hobby, which is very appropriate for the word game. It's not a cinematic weekend adventure. It's not meant to be played like the Metal Gear games. It's meant to be played a little bit at a time, slowly, as like a daily ritual. And one of the reasons I think that's the case is because of how you're kinda subconsciously led into making your in-game character take a shit and take a shower before they go to work. And at the end of your session, you make your character take a shower and take a shit and go to bed, when you in real life are more or less about to do the same thing.
Oh, I've got a present for you, Lisa.
Yeah, when I first played Peace Walker, I played it on Xbox 360 and I hated it. And I want to give it a second chance in a portable environment that is better suited for its particular merits.
Sabini.
Look at Mads Mikkelsen act.
Oh, what about you, little one?
Oh my gosh, this is heartbreaking.
Would you like me to open it? Oh, what do we have here? What do we have here? A spaceman. Gotta give my buddy his present too. Won't be needing this anymore. I'm done fighting. You're all that matters to me now, so I'm gonna stay right here with you. My friend will know what to do with this one. Well, Merry Christmas. Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.
That was a performance coming through in a game. That was wild. That went from like curiosity peaked to oh god, this is so sad, this is heartbreaking. To oh god, Jesus Christ, what's he gonna do with the gun? Put the gun away. To oh thank God he didn't hurt anyone with the gun. Yeah, the suspense happening with that is something that that I have not really felt that much with other attempts at photogrammatrically scanning in famous actors into video games. It works here in a way I don't exactly want to say it worked in LA Noire. When the actors are kind of given free license to be real as surreal and weird and crazy as they want. Unironically good performances seem to come out in front of the panopticon of cameras. My speakers over on the other side in the office room are double broadcasting the game audio, so I apologize, but I'll be scurrying back and forth one last time, and then we'll get the actual game going for real. Ugh. No anti-chat. I don't think Kojima should make a movie. This has been brought up over and over again, and I think at least more so by other critics than me. If Kojima did make a movie, it would probably be harder to sit through all the preachy writing, where you're just gonna have to endure it for the whole 2 hours instead of taking a break to play a fun game every now and then. Because one thing Kojima has always been good at, without consistent argument, is the game design stuff. I also really like this area I'm in here. This is a uniquely picturesque part of the game, especially so when you first reach here. There's like 3 days I was playing this. Oh yeah, this is also maybe like another very important supporter of the play Death Stranding slowly over a long period of time argument. It makes it feel like you're stuck in this mountain area forever. I mean, I was over here for like a week. So finally getting out of here and seeing some green again on the other side it feels like a treat. It might not feel like such a treat if you are playing this game at a faster pace under, let's say, pressure for reviews.
We need you to track down some cargo that was lost en route and deliver it to our paleontologist friend. As you know, this shipment contained a 200-million-year-old ammonite, which looked almost alive, if the finder's account is to be believed. I won't even comment on the part about it having an umbilical cord. Look, maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong, but it merits further investigation regardless. Make sure you collect the entire shipment so that we don't miss anything by mistake. It's more work, but it's also the only way to make sure we recover that ammonite.
We need ladders and rope. I don't see any BT warning signs. Looks like the weather is going to be clear. That sounds too easy. It did look like a pretty steep hole in the ground. Let me reread the tip about how to handle fog. Environmental factors, yeah. Consciousness. Oxygen mask can be worn. Okay, now let me read the thing about the consciousness meter. Is it under stamina? Consciousness gauge. Sam will fall unconscious. That doesn't sound that bad. What do I already have strapped on my back? Okay. Looks good. Nothing's too heavily damaged. I guess I'll just make some, climbing equipment. I'm hoping that's all we'll need. Let's get one more ladder, and then I guess we'll be good to go. Unless something unplanned happens. They don't even look that heavy. I'm also absolutely not expecting to have to chisel the fossils out of the rocks myself. These are going to be in nice, clean boxes, aren't they? Wait, I already had an oxygen mask. Okay. Wait, I should maybe actually carry that one as backup. Alright.
Order assigned.
Oh, we got a speed boost. Do I have the speed skeleton or the terrain skeleton right now? The mask is on, right? Yes. Where's that zipline even go to? Oh look, someone already has a ladder here, so maybe I shouldn't use my own. But yeah, what was, the talk about Hideo Kojima making a movie going on? Because, scanning in an actor's performance for, a minute or two of cutscene is not as oftentimes as it is compared, it's not exactly the same. It's a very differently paced experience watching a small movie as a reward for gameplay compared to watching 2 hours of movie straight with no gameplay. The Metal Gear games demonstrated, I think, to great effect how, if you were watching those cutscenes by themselves, it's not going to hit you as hard as if you, get them after a long, exhausting period of gameplay. Metal Gear Solid 3's multiple endings faking you out over and over again would probably not hit as hard. Am I done? I'm curious about what's ahead, though. Would probably not hit as hard unless you as a player to some extent felt genuinely exhausted by the end of the story. Kind of like the Odyssey. By the time you make it to the end of the Odyssey, it's such a long, goddamn difficult read about putting up with so many years of bullshit that you feel like you interacted in a shared experience with the exhaustion of the character to a certain extent. When it comes to getting audiences in the mood for the kind of art they are trying to achieve, writing is less important for a video game than it is for a movie. The Kojima writing is something that is probably easier to handle in game format than it is movie. You at least have very clear signs that no one argues with about Kojima being a good game designer, but the argument about whether or not he's a good writer, I think, is an actually different argument than whether or not he's a good storyteller. Because video games as a medium are not heavily as dependent on just the quality of the writing alone. The differences and similarities between the two mediums is something that Kojima himself has explored and pointed out in his own career, and I think one thing we can get the vibe in his more recent works of the last 10-15 years is that he is no longer interested in making games that are like movies, and that the opportunities to make movies have come up and he has not actually taken them. He does not actually seem that interested in making cinematic linear narratives himself anymore, while still absolutely passionately living and breathing movies and considering himself a good movie buff. It's just, I don't think that being a good movie buff is necessarily the same as being a brilliant game designer. They're extremely heavily movie-influenced games that are still primarily great games first and foremost regardless. And for the Metal Gear trilogy on PS1 and 2, they are made better for their massive amounts of movie industry that went in, influence that went into it. And from Metal Gear Solid 3 and onwards, the amount of movie influence going on kinda makes things less traditionally satisfying and more interesting, weird, introspective, and occasionally heartbreaking. The Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain experience is not something that would have come through the same way in any other medium. And it's something that I think took a lot of deep thought about just how different video games really are from movies, despite their influence to, Neanderthals are not extinct? Oh, you don't have to tell me twice, buddy. Oh, they're gonna talk about how, like, there's 0.02% of Neanderthal DNA in Homo sapiens or something. Is that how they're gonna make the case that Neanderthals aren't extinct? I can change my backpack colors now. That sounds useless. They're making a film adaptation of Death Stranding. I imagine he'll be tangentially involved. Yeah, they are, and I don't think he's very involved. He might be tangentially involved, yeah, but not very involved. I don't think he's directing or writing, or he might be like a number 2 producer. But I think
some images and a preliminary analysis to Hartman via the network.
I think Kojima's gone on record saying that he is more interested in working on games at the end of the day. That he loves movies, that he likes making games that can be, that are kind of like movies, but he does not actually want to... And that when he was a kid, he might have wanted to make movies. But that it's probably not going to happen for the short-term foreseeable future.
It's quite remarkable, and that's to your credit. To clarify, she has been studying how the tar may have influenced the development of various organisms. Accordingly, I would ask that you also recover the tar collectors deployed near her shelter, and deliver them along with the ammonite. It would be too dangerous for her to attempt to retrieve them herself, which is why we must impose upon you. By aiding her research, we may yet inch closer to unraveling the secrets of the Death Stranding. We've already made so much progress with the data recovered by the network. With your continued help, I know we can accomplish even more.
Good work. New order.
Oh, let's read that bit about how Neanderthals aren't extinct and see if I called it. Oh, yeah. Neanderthals and Homo sapiens share a common ancestor in the form of Homo heidelbergenses. I guess they must have found the skeleton in a German cave or something. Oh yeah. So, in making the comparison that you're currently living through an extremely decisive time in the evolution of the human species as the incredibly small minority of survivors of an actual global extinction event, they're making the case that Neanderthals didn't develop big enough communication or travel networks to survive the Ice Age. Therefore, the Homo Ludens playing Death Stranding together need to make a large-scale communication and travel network to survive this tough global climate disaster period. Oh no! They're making a parallel. They're saying religion came before society. I don't know if that's tracking with what I know about religious history. Homo sapiens conceived religion with which large numbers of individuals could be bound together in service to a common cause. Okay, no, I'm sorry. This is a Kojima eye roller. Homo sapiens grew stronger through interpersonal connections by creating what came to be called society. No, 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 no. I think the archaeological ancient history is that religion came after society. That there are some archaeology sites in ancient Mesopotamia and Turkey that showed that family units were people were living in houses of family units in cities together, but every single one of those houses had like different religious idols inside. And some of the families were into like skull worship, where they would bury their ancestors and then dig them back out after the body decayed and take the skull and bring it back to the family mantelpiece and put jewels in the eyes and make it pretty to remember their loved ones with. That seems like something that's kind of religion, but it was ultimately so disorganized and unofficial that the philosophers don't like using the word religion to refer to, I think, what they'd rather us call folk beliefs. It takes a certain level of social organization to coalesce all the different folk beliefs into some kind of unified religious system. Yeah, no, I think people were able to get organized well enough and learn how to hunt mammoths well enough and how to make big fuzzy fur clothing well enough and build fires in snowy environments well enough long before they actually conceived of religion and gave a fantastical, supernatural, and entertaining explanation behind all the real hard shit that Ice Age people had to learn. I think I remember reading about this in the bicameral mind hypothesis book, in the Julian James bicameral mind book, how it really does seem like once religion started and sedentary lifestyles, and especially particular slavery, agrarian slavery, there was a certain kind of cognitive decline. Like, if you time traveled an Ice Age mammoth hunter into modern day, they might be able to adjust better than if you time traveled a Bronze Age, Homeric, buff Greek brute beefcake type guy into the modern age. A Bronze Age guy might go crazy and die from the future shock of being time traveled, whereas an Ice Age guy might have the versatility and the survival skills to adapt to something crazy going on, versus someone who has legit super duper preconceived notions about how the mysterious craziness of the universe would work. Persist in a divided state, we risk losing this hard-won unity and dooming ourselves to the Neanderthals' fate. We will dwindle and die, apart and alone. Oh yeah, look at this. Homo sapiens did not disdain Neanderthals. The two species even intermingled on occasion. Our DNA retains vestiges of our ancient cousins even now. And I don't know if I necessarily buy that. Like, genetically specific Neanderthals are dead and buried, right? A few families who were hooking up with and making babies with the Neanderthals. Um I don't know if the like 0.2% of Neanderthal DNA, if that's what the number is enough for me to really take a statement like, oh, Neanderthals aren't actually that extinct very seriously. Let's use the robot for the least fragile delivery.
Deploying autonomous delivery bot.
So yeah, another wild thing going on with Death Stranding is that Hideo Kojima is reflecting on how video games change the human condition on a big, massive, deep time scale. Oh no, we have to climb a snowy mountain.
You won't find what the Evo Devo biologist needs there, Sam. Afraid you'll just have to collect the tar yourself. She initially
I just got a
deployed
text
equipment for
message.
this
I'm gonna
very
have to
purpose near BT
walk away for a
hotspot.
second. It might be
But
important. I
after
might
the
need to
weather took
take
a turn
this.
for the worse, retrieving samples
Oh.
yourself ceased to be an option. So it's up to you now to track down all the units and do what she couldn't. Oh, and one more thing. Don't forget to bring her that ammonite the paleontologist gave you. Proceed with the utmost caution, Sam. There's a lot of ways this could go wrong. You won't find what the Evo Devo biologist needs there, Sam.
Whew.
Afraid you'll just have to collect the tar yourself. She initially deployed equipment for this very purpose near a BT hotspot. But after the weather took a turn for the worse, retrieving samples
Oh, I see a little
herself
shallow
ceased to
path
be an
through the
option.
mountain valley I might should
So
use
it's up to
instead.
you now to track down all the units.
I don't
and
think it'll
do
be
what she
faster to
couldn't.
climb the steepest part.
Oh, and one more thing. Don't forget to bring her that ammonite the paleontologist gave you. Proceed with the utmost caution, Sam. There's a lot of ways this could go wrong.
There's BT's Timefall and Steep Snowy Mountains. I might want to bring a carrier. It also looks like I could avoid some of the timefall by sticking to a southern route. Okay, I already got a bunch of climbing equipment on my back. What do I not have? I don't have timefall equipment or BT equipment. That means we're gonna bust out the P grenades.
Sam, this is our first attempt. I had to work at least, who knows, but used too much.
Where's the, Oh, they're in my private locker, right. Okay, we're not gonna use guns. We're gonna bring a blood grenade just in case. There was something in my, storage I wanted. Oh, container repair spray. Oh, wait. Yeah, cargo shelf. Why is it on the cargo shelf? Anyways. 2 ladders. Climbing anchor. Okay, in the private locker, shouldn't we have excrement grenades? I totally remember taking a dump before this mission. Maybe I have to go over to the private bunker room. Maybe it's stored in a container connected to that. Oh no, he's turning really, really slow now. Okay, now the walking's gonna get interesting. I'm I'm gonna go check this area for how the hell I get my excrement grenades. Is it this thing? Don't think so. Oh, now there we go. Number 1 and number 0. I guess I didn't actually take as much of a shit as I thought. Maybe the share locker will have a poop grenade? Nope. Let me also double check what kind of skeleton I have, because the battery management's gotten a little spicy on that last one. Power skeleton gold. Also helps boost my confidence, that's good. Oh, I'm not gonna need the gas mask for this one, I should probably dump that. But yeah, over the next few weeks I'm gonna read the Homo Ludens book, and see if that makes Death Stranding make any more sense. I'm gonna read stories by Project Ito, and see if that makes Death Stranding make more sense. By the way, is there anything wrong about, taking equipment and materials from the share locker and recycling them back into your own game's world? Excess materials would be discarded. Maybe that's what I'm losing, but I am looking forward to seeing how big these numbers are going to jump up after this move. Also, is it a power skeleton I want for this? I think so. I think a power skeleton should be fine. Yay, we have so many more special alloys, which are apparently different from metals. Good! So, all we have to do now is plot a route and we're ready to go. And I did want to go down... what? Where? Come on. Come on, there it is. This online post box is going to be a good landmark. Let's go from the generator to the post box. And we'll go from the post box down a slope, the BT area, our extraction device, and ammonite delivery. And somehow, I gotta make it from the tar to the Evo Devo biology. Are they not marked on my map? They're not. Interesting. Okay, so somewhere around here. Near the zip line. Ooh, okay. That online zip line is on a mountain peak, actually. So let's make a marker going there and bring with us a PCC level 2, right? I don't think the level 1s can build zip lines. Correct me if I'm wrong, though, because I'd rather build a level 1 because it costs less. Do we got any in the share locker? I think I already cleaned the share locker out. Oh, this is tempting too. Is there a standard order I can knock out while I'm here? Not really. I think those should better left for the end game. What was I doing? What was I doing? There was some train of thought that I just forgot. My brain has turned into mush over this past week from... What was I gonna do? Zipline! Zipline! Metal Gear Gecko. Is there a way I can preview what kinds of, items the PCCs can build? I'm pretty sure it's level 2 I want, but I don't think there's an easy way to check before I do it. I hate to say it, but I might also want to stock up on container repair. Oh no, I have 2. Oh, and I don't need the oxygen mask anymore. I'd rather not trash it, though, in the recycle bin. Oxygen mask, yeah. Private locker, okay. This is not a challenge run. The challenge is more about just making sure I'm not lost this time. Trying to get it, trying to understand Death Stranding. I quite like the distance the camera puts from our character when you're using the private carriers. Oh, how nice! Someone put a bridge here for me. Wonderful. This kind of... I mean, it's not exactly where I need to go, but it's close enough. This game is so silly. There was a real satisfying burst of speed on the downward slope of that bridge that was probably not coming through very well video. Oh, also, I gotta really manage my battery here. Come on. Come on. Yes, behold, the next-gen gradient between grass and snow. Although, I don't know, I feel like I've been to a few ski slopes in real life that don't have any fuzzier of a line between the two than what we're looking at here. Oh, there's the inverted rainbow ahead. Should I give this a bit of sprint? Let's give it a bit of sprint. When the slope gets steeper again, I'll turn it off. strands in the air mean BTs. You know what it's time for? Yeah. Luckily, I see a smoother slope than the one I planned for. Good lord, I'm covering ground. Alright, it's probably time to slow down. I don't want to accidentally bump into any ghosts. Oh, we're also taking timefall damage, so maybe I need to speed up! Interesting gameplay decisions are happening so automatically. There we go. This looks really good. There we go. But where are the BTs? And shouldn't I get my EX grenades ready? Alright, I'm still not entirely sure what these things even freaking do. I have 2 of them. Oh, I bet Sam needs to take a piss. Oh yeah, he does. Okay, the piss does something to BTs, doesn't it? Old Volcano Observatory. Is that the ruined building? Was that supposed to be an observatory? Ooh, look at how good that smoke looks. What's the red? Are there mules here? Oh my god. The briefing didn't warn me about that. The BTs don't seem as close as I was expecting. Unless I'm really just on the line of their territory. There we go. Okay, the rain's coming down harder here. Stay still for a second and see if we can spot any. Oh, what's this circle? That's the mission area. There's 5 of these I need to find. Wow. I can't keep staying still for too long. Been rained on. There. See him. I'm gonna try to get the devices that are farther from the BTs first. What is a junk dealer package doing all the way out here? That guy must get around. We're on like the other side of the country from where he lives. Oh, this will be fun. I'll get to use my hands instead of the menus. Wait, why did I get a like for that? are. Alright, let's pee in their general direction and see if something happens. I don't think they're reacting. Should I be doing this one right now? Should I go to the left? Yeah, I might as well get the one closest to me, but I'm gonna have to loop around to the right. I love how I pressed the right button on the D-pad, and Sam, with immediate, high-quality, responsive, satisfying control, zipped his zipper up, and there was even a nice little satisfying, kinesthetic, tactile sensation to pressing the button for the action it corresponds to. There it is. 33 meters, 12 o'clock. Oh man. Isn't there a sticky gun I could have used for this? Alright, let's do P things. Oh, maybe the hermetic grenade. Does the shower water distract them and get them off your case? Maybe I should empty my cargo and make a really fast run for it while they chase the shower water grenades. Alright, I'm not gonna need the climbing anchor. I might need one of those, but not two. Let's put those on the carrier and then detach the carrier and make for some fast maneuvers here to grab this thing and then climb back up the rocks to where we... Oh my god, there was one right there. I'm gonna try to grab it. I'm gonna try to stealth grab it. And then make a run for it back to the carrier. Is my plan actually working? What's my stamina looking like? Oops. I didn't press square fast enough. Alright, I got it. Let's get out of here. At least put some safe distance between us. We gotta spray some Teflon back on after the rain ate away at the containers. Yeah, that was really satisfying, but I still don't know exactly what I'm doing with these things. There is a sense of mystery that pervades the game's combat and stealth systems that is never... I've never really felt like it's intuitively understandable after tens of hours of playing. I still don't know exactly... I think, can we actually confirm now that the shower water is a distraction item? It lures the ghosts away? Did I just grab the most difficult one, too? It looks like the ghosts aren't as closely clustered around the other ones. There he is. Can I cut the cord from here? I can see it. I'm standing right on it. Yeah! Oh, no, that's the carrier! I might be able to use this? My advantage? Could I go around him and get it from... Oh my god, I keep wanting to press square! I really don't want to get in a BD fight in this area. It looks very tough to fight in. I should have brought the sticky gun. Next time I'm up against BTs, I should bring the sticky gun. Okay, can they... Let me have it again. Thank you. Now BB's freaking out. Pee from the edge of the goo pool. That is such a Hideo Kojima game mechanic. I think the BT was creeping close to me while I was rocking the baby. Okay, so P does something to the goo pool. But the goo pool's not going to appear unless I make some kind of mistake. The pea grenades might do the same thing. I think I'm out of shower grenades. Okay, I see a route. I'm gonna do what I did earlier. It worked last time. Distraction device. 1. Okay. Uh-oh. Should I pee on the goo pool? Oh wait, we don't got a goo pool. Look at goo pool, look at the goo pool. What am I doing with my mouth? How do the cord cutters work? How close do I need to be for them to kick in? Also, can the ghosts here be BB? Should I make sure BB is like at maximum happiness before getting close to ghosts? Once we get out of this, I'm gonna cheer BB up by taking a piss. For some reason, Norman Reedus taking a piss makes the baby happy. I don't want to wake Eddie up. He's sleeping. Oh my. He's sleeping and it's adorable. Ah, fuck you. I think it stuns them? It looks like it stunned him, like he did a little dance. Oh no, I'm stunned dance. Oh good, there's 4 of them. I thought there were 5. Wait, paleontologist? I thought I was going to the Evo-Devo biologist. Oh, it's the paleontologist's lost cargo. That's why they're telling me that. Okay, there was an online zipline. Yeah. That's a lot of chiral crystals in there. And do a dance. Oh, I pissed him right in the butt. I threw a jar of pee right at his butt. I'm going over the rock instead of around it for extra stupidity. I'm gonna want to build a zip line. I'm also gonna want to take a piss, but I need to get out of the rain, too. I was so conservative about my battery, I didn't realize just how little I ended up using it at all. Let's sprint up the mountain! That's gonna be great for the battery. Where's the zip line? Oh my god, is that another BT ahead? We got 156 meters to go, I don't think so. I don't think the zip line's actually what I want. We're out of the rain! Alright, we still got snow, and that's still going to degrade our packages. So we shouldn't waste too much time, but now would be a great time to take a nice relaxing piss for our baby's enjoyment. Like a huge bowl valley. So another thing about bad Kojima writing is that every now and then you hit some writing that almost reads like a parody of itself. I was reading an email where a guy said, just earlier in this play session, where a guy said, you know, back in the day, we used to have all kinds of pouches. And this is a guy who would say things like, you know, back in the day, we used to have airplanes where we could go to other countries. Like he says the most, basic, menial, uninteresting things about the current situation, and there was at least one email where it seemed like it was being made fun of.
Delivering cargo.
I'm impressed, Sam. Not many people would have even attempted this. May I have a look? Not a scratch on it, and the tar inside is safe and secure. You do not disappoint, my friend.
Yeah, I got an S for that. It didn't seem that hard, but I keep getting these S's. It just seems like positive affirmation in the game.
Now, connect me to the chiral network. That's where my studies will truly begin.
Wait, is that the Pacific Ocean on the west? No, it's not. It looked like there was a hard edge of the map on the west.
Thank you. It goes without saying, but I am convinced that the tar is related to the BTs and the Death Stranding.
Oh, there's a rank above S? Yes, it's just fooling me into feeling good about myself.
Ecosystem. Sudden environmental changes such as these invariably lead to the extinction of organisms that fail to adapt. Those that do adapt do so by virtue of enhancers, the regions of DNA that grant successful organisms their advantages. These genetic factors are the key to evolution. But there are genes which have the opposite effect, those which disadvantage organisms. Extinction factors, as they have been called. These are the seeds of advancement and obsolescence. Such factors may lie dormant within us all, a choice waiting to be made. For every being since the advent of life itself. If so, then ancient proof may hide deep within the tar. Evidence of these genetic decisions that may aid us in navigating our current crossroads. In any event, thanks to you, I can now study the composition of the tar in greater detail. I'll make sure to share any interesting results.
Oh, that's the
with you
tar
later.
belt. Half of the US West Coast is just
Well done,
gone.
Sam. You furthered our research into the Death Stranding in ways you cannot imagine. Thank you again for bringing me Mama's body, as well as that ammonite. Speaking of which, my analysis of its umbilical cord is proceeding apace. I've been comparing the data against some of our restored archives. Anyway, would you mind returning to my lab? Preparations are finally complete for the Chiral relay integration. If you could collect the necessary materials for the restoration work and bring them here, I would be most grateful.
So we're gonna go visit Heartman, a man with a heart-shaped heart, who lives in a little house by a heart-shaped lake. Yeah, there it is. Oh, that's a lot of rough snow. Not a very clear route either. Ooh. So we have a story objective instead of a order. Okay, here is where the PCC is going to come into handy. Significantly later than I was expecting. A man who lives in a heart world, and all day and all night, and everything is a heart like him, inside and outside. Oh, by the way, what's, speaking of exploiting the share lockers, why in the world wouldn't I just engineer the doctor? Yeah, why in the world wouldn't I just immediately turn these in? Do I get nothing for doing that, actually? I'm not entirely sure on how this, lost cargo thing works either. How many likes have they given me for this? Oh, 36. 24. Okay. Do any of these need to go to Heartman? Yeah. Live fish. What? Rare fish. 30 minutes. Why does he want these rare live fish? So, let me take another look at this route, actually. Yeah, there's a warning about BTs. Steep slope cliff, falling rocks, ladder and rope are recommended, but what is this? It's BT warning. Oh, look at that. There's rain. There's gonna be a lot of rain. Is it gonna clear up?
Thank you.
Oh, okay, 20 minutes from now. I'll have a window to shorten the gap. Now this is going to be interesting. There is an online timefall shelter north of me. You can use those to speed up time. I also see a zipline network I can connect to. I might not even have to build my own, actually. My PCC might become redundant. But what we're going to do is head from here to the online timefall shelter. Oh, that's a safe house. If there's no online timefall shelter nearby, I will construct one with my PCC. But what was that zipline network? Yeah, here's zipline number 1. We'll use it to zip to zipline number 2. And then it looks like there's just no smooth slopes to do this with. We might be able to go snowboarding for a little while, but it won't be elegant. Okay, the online timefall shelter kind of looks like a mushroom. Do I see any little mushroom icons nearby? I'm not seeing them. Alright, and now let me take another look at that weather forecast. They want the fish in 30 minutes. We can spend 10 minutes. Wait. Yeah, okay. Maybe we should actually wait now before beginning the order. Oh, hey, Classic Gamer 01. It's been rough. Now, where is that zip line? Oh, wow. Now, where is that weather report? Okay. Let me get 2 PCCs. I think the level 1 PCC is the timefall shelter, and the level 2 will be the zip line. That zip line is so high up there, I actually do want to build one on the ground of my own to zip up there quickly with. It's not going to be easy to make a connection to it. Where even is that thing? It's like I have to get on another mountain peak to connect it. I might want to switch to the terrain skeleton as well. No! Alright. Let's see if I can do it here. Oh my gosh! I can connect to 2, maybe? Out of zipline range, 320. Alright, so I need the wires to be blue. Perfect! Alright, we also want a timefall shelter and an all-terrain skeleton. This is also going to be a good place for the ladder. Oh my gosh, the first leg of this journey is going to be so much easier and faster because of this stuff I'm doing here. Yeah! I don't even know if I want to use the ladders for the rest of the journey. I'm making use of them right here. Wait, no. I'll make use of one ladder here. I don't think I need two ladders. This is, it's not exactly a smooth slope, but it's not a scary one either. It's kind of fun. Whoa. Yeah, I wonder if, you slide a bit faster when you're, sliding through your own trail in the snow, your own wake.
No can do, Sam. Structures can't be built that close together. You'll need to settle for a different spot outside the sensor ring.
Bridge, watchtower, generator. Maybe I should build a bridge here. I mean a ladder. So the timefall shelter is also going to be interesting because when you're in the menus reading emails, a real-time amount of time passes. You can press a button in the menu of the timefall shelter. Let's see if it completes construction while I'm in the menu. How do we pass time, though? Does the time fall actually have to be falling on you to pass time with it? Maybe I should dismantle it. And build it closer to the destination.
Structure dismantled. Beginning scan.
So we'll use a timefall shelter when we actually start hitting into it. And we'll catch up on emails before we leave to kill some time. In 20 minutes, the weather report said that the rain would clear up. Maybe we can pass 10 minutes of them right now. The fish expire in 30 minutes. So I don't want to waste too much time while I'm out there making the delivery. So, passing time by reading this stuff to wait for rain on the other side of the mountain to clear up feels like a more logical way to absorb lore text than whatever is going on with the cassette tapes in Metal Gear Solid 5. Reading the emails before going out to work and before turning the game off for the night in your private rooms also feels more logical. Like it's just a little more immersive, or it doesn't feel like you're wasting time when you integrate it into some other task. Do people with dooms really suffer? Okay, so curiosity. Oh my god, yeah, no. This is Homo Ludens thing. The idle curiosity. The Homo Ludens book is positing some kind of theory that the way humans play is different from the way other animals play. And that's what separates humans from beasts and helped the genetic ancestors survive the Ice Age and such. So this idle curiosity may be the key to understanding and overcoming the Death Stranding. Worrying about things, planning for things, asking the question why, um, are very, very, very loosely associated with some kind of play. Specifically human play, not animal play. Humans playing is supposed to, in the incredibly lofty, high-minded ideals of Hideo Kojima, is supposed to be an incredibly powerful evolutionary adaptation. Yeah, they're suffering from having cool powers. Oh yeah, I could play some more Hunt Showdown over the weekend for sure. When is the event coming up? Is Decel back right now? A secret terrorist base? Does that have something to do with the mule postbox I saw by the BT territory? Chiral relay, what's he talking about? I don't remember seeing an explicit relay station out here, but it does look like some of the scientists might have been hunkered down in their bunker huts for years out here till I arrived. Our conception of reality is under threat. It's like it's really 2020. Hideo Kojima predicted one whole year after the game launch. Matter pieces Attenborgy? Does this have something to do with David Attenborough? Um, Look, can someone look up if this is a real thing? Put that Matter Pisces. Oh wait, there you go. Attenbergy into Google and see if that's a real thing. Armored marine creature that used to live in seas. So I guess like I'm picturing a kind of armadillo-looking thing, but more sleek and aquatic. So is the idea that they gave live birth instead of laying eggs? Does that make them mammals? Anyways, it's time to deliver fish. Oh my god, they are a thing. Miniature dinosaurs made with artificial leather. Highly realistic model dinosaurs. That's the King Kong thing, isn't it?
Deploying autonomous delivery bot.
They're even listed under terrifying prehistoric sea monsters. Oh, I wasn't imagining a terrifying prehistoric sea monster. I was imagining a little armadillo-looking thing that was probably not that much bigger than a modern armadillo. I was imagining a cute Pokemon. The Attenbergymon is a uniquely evolved armored creature that... Yeah, an armadillo, but like a water-type armadillo sounds like an awfully Pokemon-friendly animal concept. I was picturing something that might have looked more like a Pokemon than a terrifying prehistoric sea monster. The fish are not fragile, they just need to make it there in time. I think climbing supplies are going to be important, but I have an abundance of these anchors. Let's get one more ladder on our back before we go.
Order assigned. Parameters updated.
The armored one is literally a fish with an armored head and sharp beak. They look like catfish. Huh. Literally a fish with an armored head and sharp rock teeth. But how big are they? Oh, container repair spray. I only have 87. I'll make it work. The timefall shelter. I'll use that before the repair spray, and I'll use the repair spray after. What a nice little climbing network to the zip line I have up here. What a nice bunch of footprints up this well-worn path I've built. 10 meters? What? Okay, hang on. We just got two very conflicting answers because 11 inches is a very, very different animal than 10 meters. 10 meters sounds kind of unrealistic almost. How in the world could it fit through doorways and an overhead storage bins. 10 meters. Yeah, how much food would it need to eat to sustain itself? 10 meters, isn't that like a jumbo jet? I think some whales might get that big, but I don't know if the prehistoric giant sea monsters even got as big as modern whales did. Oh, yeah, let's not nuke the whales just yet, guys. Masterpiece yet, bro. Up to 10 meters. Wait, was that a BT down there? I thought I saw a little black blob just roaming around down there. Okay, now here's the time fall. Look at how much ground I'm covering so fast, though. Oh, a song played? Yeah! I think I see BTs ahead. I don't want to ruin the music, but yeah, see those strands in the air? Oh, those aren't BTs, those are friendly, fun guys. Let me give them likes. What a game! You get that, tension of, uncovering the design of how things are laid out on your game board through, peaceful, friendly, fun, nice interactions like that. Oh, what about these strands in the distance? Should I be worried about these? Should I also build my timefall shelter right now? What are these? Uh-oh. The BB didn't like that fall. Also, I think I'm going to rely on the repair spray more than the timefall shelter. I don't think this is as dangerous a journey as I think. But what are these, like, DNA strands flying around out here? climbing anchor. Wow. Not the icon I would have immediately associated. BB doesn't like falling. BB does like pissing. BB likes going fast. Oh, this is so nice too because of all the horrible tension and stealth and spooks of the ghosts. The ghost that I was dealing with a few 20 to 30 minutes ago are right about in a certain part of my area of my brain I'd like to not deal with for maybe 20 or 30 more minutes while just listening to some nice song and doing something that is easier and friendlier than expected. Ah, there was a zip line there. I wonder if I could have used it. The strands are for any internet item. They are also BTs. I wonder if that's like a theme or something about how whether or not we really should have connected or whatever. Which rope? Oh my god, I still got it. Can I make it down one more drop? Yeah. Yeah. No. Oh, it's because I took the ladder out. That's why he lost balance. I was thinking of taking the floating carry route and snowboarding down the hill, but now I'm thinking of just walking. Wait, if another online player dies, they leave... Is that what you mean, Penguin?
This one's for you.
Let me steal whatever this thing has on offer. Oh, nothing. Nope. The post boxes are also something that, is like a hard to see how useful they are on your first playthrough. It's kind of an in-game thing, isn't it? Like if you want to stash a bunch of building materials next to an autopaver long term, you're going for completion or something like that. Oh my gosh, there's an upstairs level here I should probably check out. I wonder if there will be another fun 10-minute long Kojima cutscene with Heartman. Oh,
Delivering cargo.
Whiteout BT patch. When you find random packs with BT, some patches are scripted, some are
Displaying
small.
performance evaluation.
Oh my god, yeah, that's right! In the beginning of the game, they're clarifying that when people die in Death Stranding, it generates a BT. So are you telling me that if an online player in another game dies, it puts a BT on that spot for everyone else? Oh, he only gave me an A. There was also an email from the spiritualist I was actually interested in reading.
Good work. New or
So, she's talking about the game over screen that I never see, but every now and then don't you see like another online player, another online Sam Porter Bridges doing something weird?
Order available. Please access delivery terminal for further information.
Name's Sam.
It's good to get the feet warmed up.
Let's see if I can play with these objects.
Oh, that's the stuff.
Yes, I can. I wonder if this will be acknowledged somehow. The game design. Classic Hideo Kojima fashion. Oh, someone built a bridge across the heart-shaped lake. Oh, it looks like a bow! Ah! Oh, did someone put a heart sign on the heart-shaped lake? Yes, they did. Good work, BB. Don't give up. Speed up. Go up. Wait, can you go in the heart-shaped lake? Also, why can't I like Hartman's Mount Fuji sign? What's up here? See anything interesting up here? What's the point of up here? Anyways, I want to go play around with the heart-shaped lake. Oh, BB's probably not gonna like that. Alright, Let me put my load away. Another Sam calling out? I didn't hear it. A lot of times when I press that call button, it implies another Sam is calling out, but I don't know if it actually has anything to do with the online.
Don't mind me. Hello? Name's Sam.
Did you see subtitles, or did you just hear it?
Thank you for your contribution.
Hello?
Keep on keeping on.
Anybody home?
Ah, cleaning the kitchen.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
Good work, baby. Is it shallow enough to walk through? This is really scary. You could take one step and suddenly get dunked under.
Over and over again.
Over here!
Oh, I got an answer. I saw it in subtitles, but I didn't hear it. Why is this thing flashing at me? Orange flash, you guys see that? Oh, I bet it's because it got so many likes for being in such a stupid place.
Hello!
What happens if I get close to the guy calling out back at me?
Hey!
How does this game look so good?
Keep on keeping on.
So these signs are really flashing at me. I don't think it's the call-out that's flashing at me, it's the signs.
Hey! 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 Anybody hear me?
I hear him too.
Anyone?
It's like they're close.
I'm Sam. Hey! Hey! Anybody hear me? Anyone? Over here! Hello! I'm Sam.
Okay. I think you get callbacks when you are in areas of highly concentrated online likes.
Over here!
I don't think you can get physically close to the source of the callback. It'll always do some audio processing tricks to make it sound like it's happening far away. Which, as I recall from the Iliad project, basically means cutting out all the bass and applying an echo. And one thing that I think is absolutely cute and adorable is that this system had the players emergently create a Marco Polo game I was just playing with them. By following the signs out here and experimenting with a playful function of this game's design that I never really got a chance to fully understand until... I don't know if I fully understand it. There's mysteries, but I feel like I understand it a little bit more. And that plugs into how mysterious the people in the game think the Death Stranding is. Yeah, okay, so is the moral of the story of Death Stranding that the thing that helps, or the quality of the human being that helped humans survive the Ice Age is that we're able to use play to butterfly ideas and curiosities into very serious, helpful plans that help humanity survive disasters. Is that the thing? Is that the lesson? I don't think it takes a lot of digging to get that lesson out of it, but that's definitely, I think, a coherent way of explaining it. Of explaining the Death Stranding. The Death Stranding is about engaging humanity's intellectually playful nature to come up with some practical solutions of how to survive the Death Stranding. Oh, I hope we get another 10-minute Kojima cutscene with Heartman. Oops, I didn't mean to punch the air in front of the door. I meant to open the... Come on, come on, come on! No, yeah, there we go.
Thank you, Sam. In reclaiming our past, we've uncovered a number of vital clues. Don't worry, I just got back. We have time. When you met with Mama, you experienced a strong...
Oh, right, the first cutscene with him was 20 minutes long. Because doesn't it begin... Or is it 40 minutes long and I just didn't even notice? Because he does get knocked out every 20 minutes, and the 20 minutes are actually passing in real time when you watch this stuff.
In Mama as well. Not just the usual kind that collects on our skin or on
So these cutscenes are like Kojima playing with the sense of time in a linear narrative sequence of video files, given to you as a satisfying reward for a few hours of successful gameplay.
Also her own soul. Somehow, must have remained connected through the umbilical cord. It's the only explanation.
Is that why I didn't get a bruise where she touched me?
Yes. And there's more.
Uh-oh, we have 10 seconds.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I modified the log times. Headquarters will have no record of what we say. Look, a message from Dead Man. It came with the umbilical.
Wait, they turn off the surveillance microphones when he's out?
Sam, I'm sorry. You deserve to know what you were carrying. But I couldn't risk Di Hardman finding out about the case. So I had no choice but to keep it off the books. You've got to keep this between us. We still don't know if the director can be trusted. The umbilical cord was taken from Bridget Strand. I removed it in secret. The cord wasn't attached to a fetus. It was outside her body. She asked me to take care of it.
So wait,
Said it was the
Roller 42, are you saying that the first cutscene with Hartman when you first meet him is 40 minutes long? It did not feel like that at all.
The cord shows no sign.
I think it was a 20-minute cutscene, right? But I do remember him getting knocked out twice. I just don't remember if we stay for the full length of the second one. But if he gets knocked out twice... I mean, you could show up a few minutes before a knockout and then leave a few minutes after a knockout and experience all 20-plus minutes in real time without noticing it because it's a good Kojima cutscene.
Just like Mama's corpse.
What do you mean?
I mean, they share a very unique property. Both contain large amounts of chiralium in their cells. In other words, the president's cord was somehow connected to the beach, and that allowed it to escape the flow of time. I've put together the bones of a theory. It's patchy, but worth sharing, I think. Life on Earth has been rocked by many extinctions, great and small, including the Big Five.
Oh, what is a small
And if you
extinction?
examine the Earth's strata, its history, if you will, you'll find chiralium deposits that can be dated to each. What if the manifestation of beaches and other associated phenomena correspond to extinction-level events?
You mean?
Yes. Our Death Stranding could just be the latest of many. The records and research.
Oh, the cutscene's 21 minutes. Exactly? That's pretty funny.
The sixth extinction.
Sixth extinction. Come on.
What do you mean, come on? It's obvious.
You know what this is, yes?
There's only like...
Frozen mammoth.
Sam's only ever seen like 80 people in his entire life or whatever. There's an extremely small amount of people living right now.
5,300 years ago.
They both had the same umbilical cords.
Bullshit.
Humor me. What if the mammoth and the Iceman weren't frozen?
You're saying time stopped for them just like it did for Mama?
Unfortunately, all these specimens were lost in the Death Stranding, so there's no way to examine the genuine articles, but some fragments of data did survive. With the aid of the chiral network, we may be able to piece together something more concrete using Evo-Devo tech. All right, how's this? A dinosaur from 65.5 million years ago. Umbilical cord, not decomposed.
Only mammals have umbilical cords.
No. Only mammals have umbilical cords used for childbirth. This is something else. Call it a strand from the other side. I propose that mammalian umbilici are a sort of mimesis of the strand.
Oh, he said mimesis.
Evolved over
It's an
time.
Aristotelian
You
thing.
shouldn't assume that everything about a Death Stranding is...
Hey, what's with that line break, too, that just happened? Like some poetry was going on in the subtitles for a bit.
Dinosaurs. The mammoth, the Iceman. All preserved as if frozen in time. All, without exception, found with strands. Which is to say that all may have been connected to the beach. And this, when viewed in the context of the extinction entity, EE theory, leads me to surmise that organisms with strands are in fact extinction.
Okay, how do you make this make sense?
You see, Sam, bees are connected to the beach via their strands. And it is through this connection that they somehow bring about a death.
But the one thing I'm having a hard time squaring here is that the meteor that killed the dinosaurs is proven. Like it's the Gulf of Mexico. The Gulf of Mexico is the crater.
We may never know.
Hicks said Amelie's.
So we have to suspend our disbelief of something that like every kid learning about dinosaurs learns when they're 9 years old. Fun fact, I don't think they proved that until like the 1990s. I was alive when they found out that the meteor that killed the dinosaurs landed in roughly the same spot as where the Gulf of Mexico is, and I think that was like 1990
or whatever to cause a mass
It was between 94 and 98. And now everyone takes it for granted as something everyone's known all along, but really that's like 20, 30-year-old knowledge. Oh god, I'm old.
Well, Higgs sure thinks she's got what it takes.
So someone might need to simplify this for me. I don't know if I understand this much of it. I feel like I'm able to make sense of this game.
Ah, this one is real. Sam, go west.
And it's non-verbal aesthetic themes more than what is happening in the climactic third act about Amelie being revealed to be an extinction entity.
Still need the chiral network.
Right.
Activating lab security measures.
It's all making perfect sense to me. I thought the Indian Ocean was the crater. Look it up. I swear it's the Gulf of Mexico. I feel like I vividly remember. Wait, no, is this a geopolitical nationalism thing? Do Indian scientists claim that the Indian Ocean, or could that be a different dinosaur extinction meteor? But in any case, in real life, when this happens, it's usually an asteroid or a meteor. It's not supernatural or weird. It's just a giant space rock that makes the sunlight go away for a few years with all the clouds from the explosion. And sure, I guess the shockwave and the explosion's bad too, but the sunlight, the lack of sunlight, that's really what kills everything on the planet when it happens, right? So they're asking us to suspend a lot of fairly plausible, reasonable scientific conclusions that kids learn about when they go through their dinosaur phase when they're 9.
Right. About that way station.
There was more than one dino extinction? Yeah. They just gave you an overview of all the big 5, and I think 2 of them were extinguishing large reptiles. And the first 3 were like extinguishing weird trilobite aquatic creatures or something.
Fortunately for us, the foundation we laid down is still intact. All you have to do is transport the necessary materials to the site and finish the job. I'm afraid it's the only way we can expand the network further west and rescue Amelie. We're counting on you, Sam.
But yeah, no, they walk you through a brief overview of the real science, including the, like, modern-day predictions that we are due for another asteroid, that humanity's gonna have to work together to set up a space program to go nuke the asteroid, like in Deep Impact from 1998, starring Bruce Willis. But then they just tell you, no, actually, it was a supernatural, magical, Death Stranding miracle from God, more or less. Yeah, no, like the extinction event that extinguished made the dinosaurs go extinct is apparently somehow connected to a scientifically confirmed hell existing. Yeah, this part of the story is when I start to sound like your average gamer trying to play Death Stranding. I'm not quite sure I get this. Ooh. Oh, maybe this is what they were talking about in the email, but yeah, so west of here, we're not looking at the Pacific Ocean, we're just looking at tar. I don't want to participate in the hype too much, but I think I have, surmised that Death Stranding 2 takes place in Mexico and Australia, and according to the screenshots, they do not look as fucked up. It still kind of looks like Mexico and Australia in some of the screenshots, just more sparsely populated. It doesn't look like an alien planet like how North America looks. It doesn't look like alien Iceland. Oh, Armageddon! Right, I was thinking of Deep Impact, the movie where everyone runs away from the comet hitting Earth and they survive just fine. But in Armageddon, they have to assemble a team of hero astronauts and go save the day, baby boomer American patriotism style. They have to save the world with space programs and Hollywood movies starring handsome, rugged men. The end of an era. Yeah, those kinds of movies quit being made almost immediately after 9/11 happened.
And to do that, you'll need to collect the necessary materials at Hartman's lab.
This one's gonna be tough.
Running, you'll be able to proceed to Edge Knot City.
Aren't there some stops I can make on the way for rest? I think, the paleontologist's bunker should be around here somewhere. Okay, this is where the BTs were. That was where the mule post box is. Okay, that means there's gonna be mules. So, the paleontologist... Oh, no. Oh, yeah, the paleontologist is actually off route. Damn! Mules, BTs, steep slopes, cliffs. Ladder, rope, and watchtower recommended. What's the weather look like? Weather looks bad. Okay, yeah, this is a mid-game challenge we got here. I like it. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. I'm gonna also catch up on chat while I'm in there. But maybe someone in chat can explain to me a simple way of how to think of Amelie being an extinction event, or an extinction entity, and that the extinction events that killed the dinosaurs being a Death Stranding instead of an asteroid. There is no asteroid impact when the Death Stranding happens. The Death Stranding just seems to happen for completely no reason out of nowhere. And it's not one big explosion, it's a whole bunch. Dead bodies just started exploding one day, and humanity had to adjust to a new reality where dead bodies explode and leave ghosts behind. That's not at all how the people playing this game are gonna imagine the dinosaur extinctions looking like, while these characters are explaining to us that the dinosaur extinctions are not what you think. Yeah, I don't fully get. Someone's got to make sense to this to me. I'm gonna go pee and I'll read through chat while I'm peeing, and maybe someone will make sense to me by the time I get it back. Whoa. The difference is with the other extinction events, there was no asteroid to make the planet uninhabitable. My theory about Death Stranding's name is because we're so far into the future. The meteor was just coincidence, apparently. That's the thing. I don't know if I can buy that. Or like, get the same kind of, narrative payoff from that. A story about humanity overcoming a dinosaur-style extinction event by using a space program to nuke the asteroid makes a lot more sense than whatever they're describing here. But we are still playing an inspiring, exciting, gratifying story with narrative payback about humanity surviving an extinction event. But why are they trying to say that the dinosaurs died from the same thing? Like, did the dinosaur bodies just start exploding? So, okay, in some Corellium deposit, they found, if I'm interpreting this right, a dinosaur corpse that was perfectly preserved, that had an umbilical cord. Yeah, here's another thing. Did I hear that right? Did the perfectly preserved dinosaur corpse they found with an umbilical cord, was it Bridget Strand's umbilical cord? Was it Sam's mom's? Okay, another person brought up a very important point, and that is that I'm not reading this metaphorically enough. Right. So here's a way that I think this just hit me in a way that makes sense metaphorically. A person's life is their entire universe, more or less. It is the universe condensing itself down into trillions upon trillions of atoms and molecules and cells experiencing the universe, all inside its own little Ouroboros of consciousness and experience, right? So if extinction is a metaphor for death in the context of a playful video game about reflecting on game design and what makes human play different from animal play, and how that might have something to do with the intellectual accomplishments and abilities of humans over other animals, then is the Death Stranding a metaphor for just Sam himself dying and his experience of the universe going away? And this is a dramatization of what is essentially every single human being's eventual birth and death. Like, Sam Porter Bridges himself, his own mother who brought him into the world to experience it, is apparently using the same cord to come in and out of this world as the dinosaurs themselves from 65 million years ago. I don't know if I fully understand a literal reading of this story at all from this point onwards. There might be a better way to handle it metaphorically instead and get stretchy with things. These are the right questions to ask, Clintons. Fighting entropy, how do you do that as the purpose of life? French influence. I'm going to refill my water while still catching up on chat. I'll be right back. Oh, I guess I could take a rest at the Evo Devo biologist on the way. Amelie like the movie? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Amelie is named after after Amelie, which is out now on DVD. Fall in Love with Amelie again on DVD. Just a coincidence was supposed to be tongue-in-cheek, lol, sincere thought. There seems to be an element of almost predeterminism to it. Extinction events emerge prior to an upcoming major extinction-level catastrophe through a causal relationship, but the cause is something mystic or spiritual. Okay, so a spooky supernatural miracle from God caused all the dinosaur bodies to explode, and then God just rubbed it in even harder by smashing the planet with an asteroid? Is that what? Turtles AWD might have something here, but it still sounds utterly wacky and way too elaborate. But I might be getting there. An extinction event emerges prior to an upcoming major extinction level catastrophe through a causal relationship, and the cause is something mystic or spiritual. The cause is something mystic or spiritual. There is a supernatural element going on in here, so far as I can interpret artistic tropes and archetypes. The characters are desperately trying to explain with science something that seems like it's clearly inexplicable with science. And it seems like some other characters who are not claiming to be scientists are straight up engaging with the thought that a representation of all the luck and coincidence of the universe just decided to be mean to humans on planet Earth one day. Shorthand for God. Doesn't have to be the Judeo-Christian one, but just maybe the pagan capital G God that you see in modern translations of classic literatures when they ever use the word. The sum total of all supernatural concepts just decided to take a big fat dump on the Earth at various points in its history and arrange a bunch of one really bad coincidence, which is scientifically explainable, which is the asteroid impacts. But how do you scientifically explain corpses just exploding for all of a sudden? The dinosaur corpses exploding sounds like something that would not have left behind a lot of dinosaur fossils. Right, a dinosaur fossilized. Okay, they have to like get caught in a mudslide. It's actually a pretty rare event. So maybe it is compatible with most dinosaurs out there exploding and leaving no remains behind whatsoever. And that could still be compatible with the survival of some kind of fossil record. The myth of Sisyphus. Someone is born and makes God angry. So, right, I think I'm reading it more as a metaphor for just basically existential angst in the late 20-teens leading into the 2020s by a game developer reflecting on popular successful game design over the course of his lifetime career in context of a period where his Occidentalism admiration for America is going away. His interest in narrative movie-like stories is going away, and realizing that video games might be needed told in a different way. One thing that we're doing here is something that the gamers love doing in Dark Souls, but really hate in Death Stranding, and that is figuring out the story as a metagame. This is fun. God almighty. Anyone who ever said that games shouldn't strive to be art, they should strive to be fun, has never had fun actually doing this, deciphering surrealism. But yeah, there's a way I think I can more coherently read this metaphorically than literally. Perhaps the EE was what we assumed was an asteroid when really it was a void out. During this game, Amelie is the EE, and dead humans become bio-nukes that wipe out most of the world. Amelie being the EE, what does that mean? It might be a spoiler alert for some 20-minute Kojima cutscene that'll happen later. So maybe, and I feel like even if you explain it, it'll be so hard to decipher that it's not gonna spoil whatever revelation does come. But yeah, no, like the ending to this game, I don't remember understanding it, and I cried at it. It was extremely emotionally powerful. It got me not thinking complicated thoughts, but feeling complicated feelings that could not be verbalized. Something like that's going on here. Like, it's assaulting you with so much weirdness out of nowhere. But the weirdness has a psychological backing to it that means that the audience is going to get something for themselves, a unique interpretation all for themselves out of the fun of it. It's the fun of David Lynch movies, right? But wasn't that kind of sort of what all the gamers were loving so much about Dark Souls and Bloodborne too? Is it really abstract, cryptic stories that still could make sense and be deciphered? Was part of the fun? And how everyone going through those stories might be visualizing very different explanations and causes behind whatever events caused the events of the game to pan out. In any case, let me actually catch up. God Pagan versus God Gentile. The movie The Tree of Life has a beautiful depiction of the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. I guess. The dinosaurs that were fossilized did not explode. They were either preserved. Yeah, I could see that happening for dinosaurs dying during non-Death Stranding times. A dinosaur getting caught in a mudslide and turning into a fossil for millions of years might be hundreds of miles away from all the Death Stranding shit that was causing the last dinosaurs to actually explode. I think an extinction event for humanity is a lot more complicated than dinosaurs because it's taking the concept of the soul into account. There's your spiritual supernaturalism and why we might be seeing human ghosts but not dinosaur ghosts. Yeah. Okay, no, I don't know how much sense that makes Roller 42 on a literal narrative, linear, logical train, but there's something here. I think Roller 42 has gotten the closest to a coherent explanation of how weird, of how to explain the weirdness in a way that makes sense. An extinction event for humanity is a lot more complicated than dinosaurs because it's taking the concept of the soul into account. So, if all the dinosaurs just started randomly exploding a year or two before God then decides to throw an asteroid into planet Earth, there was no one around to ask why, and somehow this is connected to, like, the soul, the consciousness, the soul. Because dinosaurs were dumb animals and not smart humans, there would have been no one around to try and explain it. Whether or not there were dinosaur ghosts roaming around as BTs wouldn't even matter in that kind of situation. I think an extinction event for humanity is a lot more complicated than dinosaurs because it's taking the concept of the soul into account. Unlike dinosaurs, humans made timefall-proof shelters and also ways to prevent corpses from going atomic. Yes, but... Ah! Why can't dinosaurs have soul? Because, it's the intellectual capabilities of the animal. Why can't dinosaurs have soul? Because dinosaurs presumably didn't have language and personality or imaginations. They might have had instincts, but one without more evidence of some kind of material culture going on. Or societies. Yeah, maybe we can put it that way. I think before humans, before human ancestors had cultures, quote-unquote cultures, they were at least banding into more complicated societies than what animals are capable of. Because their brains aren't as smart as humans. The soul is a human brain smart thing, right? It's actually interesting, if the dinos didn't have a soul, if we're supposed to take as fact the same thing that happened to dinos is happening to humans, but if dinos did have souls, where did they go, I guess? Dinosaurs did not have the free will to sin, so their souls can pass on to the afterlife. Did not have the free will to sin. Yes, yes, yes! This is the metaphorical biblical explanation behind the differences in cognition between humans and animals. It comes out when concepts like soul and sin and guilt and whatnot. So did Timefall make it seem as if the dinosaurs were there for much longer than usual? I think they bring that up at some point. All dogs go to heaven, why not dinos? Because humans haven't bonded with, dinos were not domesticated animals. Dinosaurs were wild animals. Dogs were created to be buddies. Dogs were bred over a period of few decades to a century. Some brilliant generation of Ice Age ancestors decided to start domesticating dogs and built them in our image, really. So yeah, the dogs go to heaven because we made them go to heaven. The dinosaurs are not going to heaven because they don't have the same domestication and bonding, right? Humans and the Garden of Eden have been in original sin and modesty. So I read it as a evolution for metaphor. A snake told Dinosaur Eve to eat the fruit of knowledge, and Dinosaur Eve ate the snake. We bred souls into dogs. Yes, we bred souls into dogs. That's how I... That's a very simple way of trying to explain what I was getting at. Noah saved the animals because they were innocent. Ah, right, okay. The deluge. That is kind of sort of a extinction event that's incorporated into creation myths of the foundational building blocks of storytelling. Yeah, no, you don't have to play Death Stranding to get weirded out by how the hell you're supposed to interpret a crazy story about small groups of humans surviving a worldwide disaster. Noah's Ark. Is Death Stranding according to Northrop Frye? To gain a literature and education is to realize that every playthrough of Death Stranding is just a repeat of the stories of Genesis. Existential souls wandering about the meaning of humanity and the point of existing as human souls in a primordial alien planet where there is nothing for them to go by except thoughts of spirituality and mysticism. Yeah. Death Stranding is a retelling of a biblical-style apocalyptic creation myth. Noah, 2014, always worth a watch. One of the best creation sequences. Okay, that time around, Cinephile, I do actually know what you're talking about, and the sequence you're talking about. Yeah, no, it's great. Don't you see, like, time-lapse footage of cells multiplying into creatures that evolve into dinosaurs, that evolve into small mammal that were around during the dinosaurs, that then evolve into people, that then evolve into a time-lapse of stupid soldier men killing each other for generation after generation. Yeah, it was great. Way better movie than everyone gives it credit for. One of the most fun, stupid movies. It really nails the vibe of those 90s movies like Total Recall that are so dumb, but have some intelligent points to make about classic storytelling and the process of your way through a really dumb, overacted adventure where no one acts like real human beings. I am going to have to put a lot of those thoughts on the side while making my loadout and getting ready for the adventure. And then what I absolutely love about this game and the way it's paced is that when we're walking across the snow and hiking, we're gonna be back to thinking on this shit again. Hell yeah, Death Stranding. And I think I want to take a straight line route. I'm going to want to avoid the BTs. I hate BTs. We got mules too, but they're generally more comprehensible of an opponent. Should I take a... I don't think I need to take a piss before going. We'll use hermetic grenades and non-lethal assault rounds. We'll use hermetic grenades and lethal rounds on the BTs if we get in trouble. We'll use non-lethal rounds on the mules if we get in trouble. Oh, this might be a good chance to finally, actually, for once, use the smoke-emitting decoy cargo. All 5 containers of the relay repair unit, and that's probably gonna be heavy. What do we got here? 30 kilograms each. Damn! Oh, this is awesome. The game's gonna get really hard and interesting, finally. I'm playing on normal mode. I might want to bump things up to hard, but Let's wipe the slate clean, actually. Sam's current loadout is too complicated, and I don't want to worry about preserving materials for something this big and important coming up. Let's recycle everything, strip him down to his underwear, and start from anew. Except for the blood bags. The blood bags. Am I ever gonna want any different kind of boot, actually? Okay. The beach afterlife even adds to the Genesis metaphor since life started at the ocean. The wacky thing about human extinction event is that the extinction event itself caused and studied itself. This could be a way for Kojima to interpret the idea of a great filter of sentient life. Dinosaurs weren't sentient, so their extinction event simply embraced extinction, whereas a human being has self-analyzation and reflection. It allowed her to question her purpose and her reasoning for existing unlike a dino. I don't know about the embracing extinction event, though. I think you don't have to be a very highly evolved creature to fear death. Don't microbes, like, struggle and writhe and try to avoid dying? It's really scary, actually. If you guys got any elderly loved ones who sound like they're ready for what's coming when they're actually on their deathbed about to happen, it's not... all that courage is not actually there in the heat of the moment. Yeah, the dinosaurs still, I'm assuming, would be fleeing and panicking and definitely not wanting to go extinct. The humans, but unlike the humans, they would not be asking questions on their way out. Oh, we can do this on the way. Oh, wait, can we? Rare fossils spotted in an extinction lake. That's really heavy. Authentic coffee making kit. Okay, to make things interesting, I will try to tack on this extra order to the Evo Devo because I wanted to make a rest stop with her anyway. And we're not going to make a loadout for this. I just want to see how much weight she wants us carrying. Okay, that's not that bad. Dumb is just another way to say archetypical. Yeah. It's a very friendly way. Yeah, this is what Northrop Frye would call a denigration of language, is the usage of dumb to describe just fun, cheeky commentary on archetypes. Okay, and the chiral relay is 5 of these 30-kilogram pieces. That is huge. We're definitely going to use the carriers for this. And even before I fabricate the equipment, let's... Oh! Alright. Boop, 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 boop. On the ground with ya. So we only have a blood bag and nothing else. We're gonna want to equip ourselves for heavy snow terrain. Oh yeah! Okay, here's a nice way to break up. I love this game. We're going to equip ourselves for heavy snow terrain here, and then offload some of the heavy snow gear at the Evo Devo's bunker and swap it over to equipment better suited for the BTs and the mules. That's awesome. I can break this thing up into more sensible chunks. And focus on snow and climbing equipment for now. I'll worry about the smoke-emitting decoy. Where are the chiral boots? Where are the chiral boots? Oh no. Oh no. Did I just get rid of very, very useful chiral boots that I'll only be able to get from online share lockers? Let's do the all-terrain with 2 thermal pads on our butt cheeks. I don't think I'll need the armor. I don't think I'll need any weapons for the climbing. We're We're definitely gonna... Let's do 2 floating carriers. Something here doesn't look right to me. What am I missing? I'm missing the chiral boots. I miss chiral boots. Also, chiral floats up in the air, so I'm wondering if that actually helps shave off a bit of stamina costs. Seems to make sense. What's that noise he just made? I don't remember. I don't remember that noise. I'm wondering how I feel about it. Okay, I think we're good. Kinda inspired to dive into some cinema. Good stream. George is pleasantly verbal. Good stuff coming up. Thank you. There's a screenshot from a Final Fantasy Tactics game. The Royal Guard oppressor says, "Animals have no god," which makes me think that's why Foxhound/Outer Code. I can't dive into cinema. I have to... Why is there still so much stuff on my back? I have to, video work tonight. Thought exhausts me. Are we all hooked up? Yes, we are. Look at the camera! The camera angle looks so much better when you have 2 carriers attached. It looks better when you have 1 carrier attached. When you have 2 carriers attached, the game suddenly becomes beautiful. I mean, not that it wasn't, but it becomes especially more beautiful. Oh yeah, let me plot my route. I think I really just wanted to straight line it, though, over the mountains. Why does the camera do that when it starts raining? I mean, it looked cool the first couple times, but... Got it!
Anybody hear me?
Hang on, we're not properly equipped. Where's the otter helmet? The otter hat. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, now we're ready for snow.
Let's get this show on.
I don't think I should be hitting the BTs just yet. I don't think I can carry this much weight onto the zip lines either. I was not expecting to hit BTs right here. What's the weather doing? Okay, maybe if we go east, go right. We just grab these and then we'll alter our route a bit. Wait, what's the Odatrix? Maybe we don't need to alter it about that much. Do I have any EXs? No. And I'm not gonna have any EXs when we go through the more serious beats. Maybe they came in with the rain? Maybe an online Sam Porter bridge died around here. Okay, I'll hug the right a bit, but I'm not gonna go too far off route and get out of the rain zone. I was prepared for timefall, I was not prepared for BTs. But it seems like it might not be as bad as I was thinking or saw the alarm. It looked like the snow softened their impact. That's interesting. Also, BTs spawning inside the chiral network is not something that happens very often in general. Oh, that's good, thank you.
Someone's happy.
Oh, also, BB is named Lou now. Ammonite with the umbilical cord and mass extensions. Okay, we're gonna be thinking about it again. I'm gonna check my emails when we get there, see what she had to say. Man, I love this. Like, there's an almost real-time sort of feeling to that. I'll check my emails when we make a stop. I'm not gonna do it in the middle of the mission. That would feel weird. There's a pacing. There's downtime in the game that naturally lends itself to reading the lore text. And the lore text is also something that movies can't do. Why did I bring that up? Because video game stories can get more ridiculously stupidly detailed than movie stories can. So if Hideo Kojima ever made a movie, it would be all ridiculously stupid details instead of maybe good stuff. Should I... Okay. And, yep. The battery... Oh, the battery is draining so fast because of the thermal pads, I bet. That's fine, we'll fill it up when we get to the destination. I hope everyone appreciates those zip lines I built for them. And those ladders that get them zip you right to the zip lines that then zip you super back and forth to the Evo Devo to the Heartman. There's almost a complete zipline network connecting the two. Alright, now we're gonna need to find a generator somewhere.
Ah! The wire snapped.
Get that stuff out of the snow. No, no, come on. There we go.
Let's get a move on.
Yes, let's deliver the oxygen mask that came tumbling down the hill into my hands.
Delivering cargo.
Hello.
Is she gonna say anything interesting, or should I just skip?
The cargo appear.
I want to learn about these fossils found in an extinction layer. Is it gonna make any more sense? Can she say something that'll make the story make more sense?
I set this aside for you, thinking you might like it. Do you have room to carry it? Well, research calls.
Good work. New order available. Please access delivery terminal for further information.
Oops. What do you think of the chiral boots? I don't know, they just seemed like an upgrade of boots. Can the terminal come back up, please? Any snore? Stopped when I whispered that. What happens if I fire blood bullets through a blood cloud from a blood grenade? See you later, token flip guy.
Thank you for your contribution.
How come the chemicals didn't get recycled?
Thank you for your contribution.
Okay, now... Now we gotta go through BT territory. We should also refill our battery. Is there a generator nearby, or should I build one? What is the deal with the lack of player generators? It really seems like the people plopping this stuff down are not big fans of plopping down one of the definitely most useful things they could plop down. Hey, what's happening to the screen? Look at that. Oh, that's all already. Hey, Mark Apito Productions, welcome to the Super Bunny Hop Super Sad Poverty Fight streams.
Keep on keeping on.
Take care, Sam.
Oh, there was a timefall shelter right here. I could have used that instead of my spray. It'll be nice to check the weather report and catch up on emails while resting under the timefall shelter while the generator builds. Oh, weather looks good. Weather looks pretty nice. That should keep the BTs lightweight, shouldn't they? Okay, now emails. Emails. I have some bad news for the chiral artist's mother.
Construction complete.
Let's get a move on.
Should we go left or right of the big mega structure ahead? Let's go right. The slopes look a little smoother. Am I properly equipped for the BTs? Yes, I am. I remember hermetic grenades. Hermetic ammo. Listen to those Metal Gear Solid 5 footsteps. When you're descending with a bit of slipperiness, I swear it's the same sort of plasticky, metallic-y, clicky-clank that Venom Snake sounds like when he's walking around clicky-clacking. It's a very satisfying sound to associate with movement. What is this? What is this? What is that? 350 people like it, whatever it is. That's a mushroom. That's the pea mushroom, but what was the earlier one? It didn't look like a mushroom. It looked like a little rocky outcropping. Also, it was a good decision to hang right around the reference. I don't know if there's still going to be BTs there after the chiral network, but I am enjoying some faster speed across some smoother terrain regardless. Good God, this game looks good! Look how good that looks! When should I be going over this ridge? Oh! Oh, hello. Are those terrorists instead of mules? I don't think it's a very big fun to... No, it is a big difference. The mules don't actually shoot guns at you. Just try to chase you down and steal your packages and beat you up, and it's kind of funny. The terrorists will shoot to kill. good thing I'm completely invisible, being the only moving... My bright 3 orange huge boxes moving across the mountain are relatively invisible to them. Similar complaint I had about the open world stealth in Metal Gear Solid. With a third-person camera on your character, it feels like there would be a way to make this more interesting. You just have to stick to longer-term geographic routing. It feels like they should be able to see me. I can clearly see them. That's a very logical way of describing how lines of sight work. Look at how good this looks! Ah! Oh, it's all downhill from here? I wonder if I could, let's see.
Let's get a move on.
No. Ah, that's sad. Look at how good this looks! Oh my god, this looks good. Oh. Whatever I'm looking at is like a reward for the hours of gameplay. That river kind of reminds me of falling out the airplane into Selino Yarsk, where you get this view of this river from so high up. Listen to those Metal Gear Solid clicky clacks. MGS5 in specifically MGS5 clicky clacks. So that's not an ocean, that's tar. Oh, I should shut up. BB likes the music. It's a cross! I'm remembering this now, it's so stupid, it's a cross! An actual Christian cross symbology shows... Oh, because of Eva, doesn't it? Alright, let's see if there's any interesting or intelligent metaphors to read into about... No, yes, there actually will be. About torture symbols also being liberation symbols that have something to do with virginal mothers.
Look for the terminal and submit your materials for processing.
I don't know if it'll get that specific, but I think there will be a way to read into this cross symbology here. Oh man, things are about to get heavy, aren't they, too? Weird and heavy, and also extremely easy to laugh at. I don't know if we'll see it tonight, but the Princess Beach scene is coming, isn't it? Alright, Sam. Let's achieve eternal life by dying.
Sam, you need to get those materials processed in order to finish the Cairo relay.
Oh god, this is doing something to... I'm tingling. I don't know why. Why am I tingling? Why am I what am I even feeling? It's something about like seeing the cross and the music and thinking about how the characters in this game really are going back and forth from some kind of afterlife situation. How there's mommy issues involved. Like, it does not make literal sense, but there is an emotional response happening in a similar way to how very powerful stories that do make sense hit ya. Right? Like, the cross is pointing at the tar. Like probably, isn't this where the most deaths were concentrated? Is the tar has something to do with it? The west coast of the US is particularly densely populated. Is the cross pointing at where the most dead souls are still wandering in the afterlife here?
Good job,
What's the
Sam.
deal with the cross? That was totally a cross. Also, is it a highway? What is this cross made out of? Oh, these are bridges. This is bridges infrastructure. A little terminal popped up out of it. We're gonna hook the cross up to the internet! It's playing the same cutscene as it normally does, but I actually want to watch it this time because the background at least is different. Oh my god, it's an umbilical cord! Excuse me, we're all adults in here. Can we please talk about what this, triangle with the string coming out of it is supposed to look like? There is yonic umbilical cord imagery coming out of the cross.
And with that, we're all linked up. Once you cross the tar belt, the end will be in
What's wrong with
sight.
his voice?
We're this close to Emily, to America's second chance. Edgenut City awaits. The staff we're sending will start by building a safe house. Over time, they'll expand their operations and establish a new facility. In doing so, they'll carry on the legacy of the brave souls lost to the tar. All thanks to you, Sam. Now, let's figure out how to...
So the Ouroboros of the life and death of the universe experiencing itself through the life and death of one person like Sam Porter Bridges. Oh, they use an icon for a cross here! As you go to a cross, it sends you down a little umbilical-looking cord into the next area of the game, which is going to be an especially surrealistic, weird one.
The only way west is through that. To make matters worse, I don't believe your PCC is capable of building anything that will get you across. There must be a way. We can't give up, not with what's at stake. We'll see if we can't think of something here. But considering everything you've been through, I wouldn't be surprised if you've already got a few ideas of your own.
Wait. 670 meters. Oh look, a safe house! Okay, I don't exactly remember how it happens, but if we can activate the cross terminal... Okay, what does the minimap say the cross is? The lack of, like... Once you recognize the symbols and the themes in this game, it's so funny how once they finally come through clear, it beats you over the head with it. Because I remember totally seeing this little crossroads as I crested over a hill, and as I got closer and closer, I was like, wait a second, is that a cross? Is it a cross because we're entering our soul into some kind of afterlife that you gotta die to get to? And then you get up close to it, and they just straight up put a cross on your actual minimap, just to make sure you know. But what does it mean? What does it all mean? I'm not entirely sure. I love it. I felt so many weird tingles. My brain was going to so many crazy, stretchy places all at once, and it is so fun feeling those feels. Let's enjoy the music, and then we're gonna rest in the safe house and think about how you build a bridge big enough or a boat strong enough to cross this gap later on. But we'll let the music play out for now. Oh, okay, yeah, music's done. Okay, if I go down to the private room, will my cargo go with me? Enter private room. Come on. Yeah! Fuck yeah, Death Stranding. What a game. What a game. How... Okay, no, I know how it was decisive. This game was decisive because gamers really actually are hard confirmed cowardly. Getting good at a video game for like 40 hours minimum of your life is gonna encourage some conservative reactions if you get cast into a strange, scary new game that you don't know very well. It is rough working through those.
Sam, it might be worth looking through your mail in case there's anything we've missed. A piece of local knowledge, perhaps. The folks who live out that way might have noticed something.
How many folks are out here? There's the Evo Devo Viola girl. There were like 3 terrorists wandering around in a circle doing nothing in particular. What did they eat? What did they drink? Where did they take a shit and take a shower? Before we take a shower, let's read our emails, because I'd really like the shower to be the last thing I do before getting in the bed sheets. I don't want a single drop of Norman Reedus sweat on those bed sheets. Oh, this is awesome. A travel memoir of a cross-country journey, just like the bike trip I did when I was a young, strapping lad in 2012. Ah! Ah! Oh my god, I love this. The Heart-Shaped Lake by Hartman with his heart-shaped heart. Okay, never mind. I'm not quite sure I love this so much because the writing's not great. I love the idea of it, and now that I'm like scanning through the Kojima writing, it's so much rougher than the idea should be. Also, this guy made the journey in like what? 2332, 2339, 2255. Okay, he's been walking across America by foot for like a little over half an hour now, and he's more than halfway done. Wait, no, that's funny. There's actually a game design joke there. The emails are coming to you at the speed that you complete the quest, but there is like when you make your journey back across, it is so much faster because of the infrastructure there. So yeah, maybe 30 minutes is pushing things ahead of where the developers might want me reading through that, but including some kind of joke about it taking this guy way faster than it takes Norman Reedus. Um, Thinking about that a bit harder has you landing on a funny game design joke that doesn't come through in other mediums. Wait, why does Aaron Hill have anatomical knowledge of ancient fossil specimens? He said the cargo contained an ammonite with an umbilical cord. Ain't no such thing, right? But why is the whale there? So a mysterious stranger helped him out to atone for his sins. Who is he talking about? With this cross around, I can't help but wonder if it's supposed to be like a mysterious Jesus cameo, as often happens in let's call it meditative, reflective, spiritualist media that's gonna include some Christian symbols every now and then. Right, you know when you're watching Ben-Hur, Jesus shows up and does someone a favor and then just disappears back into the fog? I was wondering if it was that kind of implication. So the tar is a time travel medium? Is that how we get across the tar belt? Okay, we're caught up on our reading. Last thing we need to do is give him a shower, and then we're gonna go to bed for the night. Oh, God, this game! This game, I don't... It still might be a while before we can tip away at the iceberg, but it's a game about humans playing games and using that to overcome extinctions. And so... And he just winked at me when I said that! So we go to activate terminal and then save the game from there. Hell yeah. Oh, I forgot to put on the music, but that's fine. I'm shivering from the feels regardless. I really gotta go to the bathroom and pee. I'll be right back, and then I'll figure out how to wrap this thing up. With music. We'll wrap it up with music. Yeah, okay, so this game is Metal Gear Solid 2 all over again. One thing, and it might take fans a few years to play it and crack into something going on. One thing that's going on is a very unnerving, an unusually intimate connection with your own character. When Norman Reedus pees in the game, you kind of take a pee break in real life. Norman Reedus is doing a job in the game that's rough and tough and miserable, but you make it into a game to make it bearable and get through the shit. There's the Homo Ludens stuff about play intersecting with stuff that you were doing as a real human that Norman Reedus is also doing on the screen that causes a certain kind of really intimate connection with this character and the game and the themes it's trying to tell you that I have definitely not gotten off on at all. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if that was a very elegant way of describing it because I didn't have it in front of me in a script for proofreading. But it's fucking genius. I can understand the divisiveness, and it's because it might actually require a certain level of emotional openness that most gamers are not accustomed to thinking about, but in some funny roundabout ways might have always been happening in front of their games right before their eyes by the sake of their whole life. Dancing skeletons! Thank you all for showing up. Thank you all for helping me relax after one of the worst days I've had in several months. I gotta get to video work now, and I also need to make some tacos made out of delicious, slow-cooked chicken wing meat, and some ancient frozen lentils and legumes that are gonna be real interesting to work with. Death dancing. Death dancing. It's like we never stopped playing the weird game about having fun with thoughts on life and death. Woo! Yeah! Death Stranding is a good game. I love being the Death Stranding Defense Force. I can't wait to be the Death Stranding Defense Force again.